We're here with head football coach Ben McEnroe, who enters his 8th season at the helm of the Kingsmen in 2014. Coach, every year you bring back a solid core of returning student athletes. What have you seen from your returners during the offseason, and what do you expect from that group on the gridiron this fall?
I think the biggest thing that our 65 or so returners brought to the 2014 offseason and training camp was just a renewed energy. There was a vitality and an energy that was something we haven't had in a couple of years. So that was probably the biggest contribution that group made. I mean, they did a nice job of getting a large group to stay here over the summer. They spent a lot of time together. The chemistry is really good with that group, and then it carried over into training camp as they brought in the new guys and assimilated them into the program, and the energy has just carried so far, and real happy with that.
And your group just broke camp recently. What are some of the positive things you saw throughout the preseason workouts?
Well, number one, again, was that energy, just bringing the two groups, the returners and the new guys together. The energy was great. We rarely looked back and said, boy, we lost an opportunity today. I can only think of one time when we thought maybe we didn't get better at that practice. So they were coming out, they loved playing football, they loved being together, and that was the thing that jumped out at me. There's a great number of talented young athletes in the program, the number of young people that are playing in the program between you look at our travel roster right now for PLU, and almost half of that travel roster are freshmen and sophomores. So that was something we feel really good about the last 2 to 3 recruiting classes, and as they're progressing together through the program.
And to piggyback on that a little bit, joining this returning group is a very talented class of incoming freshmen and a number of transfers. Who stood out for you early in the year, and what players do you expect to make immediate impacts for your team?
Well, I would say at the most important position on the field, Nick Isham as a quarterback transferring in from University of Arizona. Nick is going to split time with David Rico in the opener. We had 2 guys that had outstanding training camps. Their numbers were almost identical, rep for rep. They matched each other. They battled. They can both pass. They can both run. So Nick really did a nice job coming in and putting himself in a position to play. As far as the running back position group, that was a group that only had one returner in Chris Johnson, and throughout training camp, guys like Ronnie Camacho, E.J. Edinburgh, Jordan De Leon, who's a freshman, Isaac Seymour, who's a sophomore. It's an extremely deep and talented group. They're all going to play in the opener, so we were excited about that group. On the defensive side, freshman Xavier Fury, lining up at nose guard, gives us quite a physical presence at nose, a great athlete, seems to be very disruptive, and then a real talented group of young defensive backs led by Lucas Quinn at corner, and then Eddie Flores at safety, Corey Lee at safety. It's really a talented group of young guys.
And the season's on the horizon. It's just a few days away. What are your overall expectations for your 2014 squad?
Well, we have one goal, which is to win the conference championship outright. That doesn't change year in and year out. As far as expectations, I think when you have a young team with so many guys that are below senior class, all the juniors and freshmen and sophomores we talked about, I think your main growth is just your main goal is just growth every week, and so we're just trying to get better at every practice. And I know it sounds cliche, but we really are trying to build this thing up from the ground up. So just growth, getting better, taking advantage of the positive energy, building that, using that to our advantage, and just getting better every opportunity we have to be together.
Coach, thank you for your time and good luck this season.
Thank you.